So the next one, Martin, moving on to the last one, I suppose it's a difficult one to answer again. It's going to cater to the individual, not one size fits all. But emotionally, what things did you have in your toolbox to deal with the emotional side of getting over your addictions?
Yeah, I think like the big thing on emotion for me was honesty. Um, Being honest with my emotions and not being frightened to let them out and to let people see that I was suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we tend to do, and we spoke before about this, about like middle-aged blokes, um, we've seen that in the past as being a weakness to
Yeah,
show emotion. And I think what's brilliant now, we've still got a long way to go, but we are getting a lot better at that. And I know a lot of guys um, who in the past would never have dreamt of talking about how they feel, but they
yeah.
are doing now, and it's more acceptable. So from an emotional point of view, I would say sort of like let it go a little bit, really. And again, it comes down to that, like sharing, telling
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you're feeling anxious, telling somebody that you're frightened, telling somebody that you're excited, you know,
Yeah,
celebrating how you feel, but also the other end of the scale, um, sort of like identifying and acknowledging how bad you're feeling, you know, and because that, again, that sounds like stating the obvious, but it's not if you're in a bad place.
yeah.
And because again, another one, burying your head in the sand. I was brilliant at that. If there was an Olympic event for that, I'd have pissed it, because I'd just go like, I'll sort that tomorrow. I will definitely 100% sort that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm not going to have any drugs before like lunchtime. I'm just not doing it. But I need one today because I've got a meeting with my boss at 3 o'clock, and I'm going to be. I need to be on my game here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Um, or like bills and finances, the amount of bills I ripped up. I was like, well, that's fine. That's not a final one. I will sort that. I'll hide that from my missus, because she'll
Yeah.
go mad. And if we have an argument, I can't be dealing with it. So,
And then in the
so
background, that pressure's building in it. That pressure's building. It's like a bottle of pop that you shake without the lid on. Pressure's
definitely,
building inside, and eventually it's gonna go in.
definitely, that's it. So from I would say emotion is just, be honest with them. That honesty is the thing that runs through everything that I do, really.
Yeah,
It runs
yeah,
through my life. It runs through me coaching. It runs through any advice I ever give. And again, it's because like being dishonest is so debilitating. It's unbelievable. Telling lies and covering things up
yeah,
and cheating or whatever it is you're doing, mate, it's so draining. It's such a negative energy.
yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with going a little bit off track, like, but do you listen to or read much Jordan Peterson? You come across Jordan Peterson?
I know about it. And I have read a little bit, not as much as I would have liked, but I know, yeah, who he is.
So one of his books, 10 Rules for Life, obviously it is what it says, 10 rules to live by, live your life by. And one of the rules is be honest. And if you can't be honest, just don't tell lies. And it's a massive essay, this particular chapter, like, and he talks about the power of honesty, but like you're saying, Martin, how toxic lies can be, whether that's a little white lie, it can escalate into bigger things, but
Mm,
insidious things. But yeah, he's talking about tell the truth. If you can't tell the truth, just do not lie. It's
definitely.
decent. If anyone wants to
Be-
get hold of that or look into that a bit more,
Yeah,
it's massive. Yeah,
because what that'll do is that'll stem from a little fib or a little white lie or a little bit of, and then what it does is, then for me anyway, when I'm talking to people on a recovery journey, I'm saying, well, that might start as a little seed in your head, in the back of your head, that and you've sort of like your brain, the monkey on the left hand side will be going, "You've got away with that. You've blagged them. They believed you," and that is so unhealthy for, in my opinion, for an
It's
addict.
almost like a drug in itself, innit? The
Yeah,
power that you could get away with that little lie as you got away with it. You think, oh, that's powerful. That loads of dopamine coming into your brain because you've been
yeah,
successful on that. Like, yeah,
yeah. And
powerful.
and then you're like, oh, I wonder if I could get away with that. Or the other side of the coin is you dwell on it, you fester on it because you have told that lie and you don't like it and you're uncomfortable with it, and then that starts that chain then of you blocking it out, and then what you do is you sort of like you end up creating something out of it that's huge in your brain when it started from nothing. And aren't you going to be more likely to use again
Yeah,
if you're carrying that burden around than if you're walking around free of any? Don't get me wrong, we're not. Again, we spoke about this. We're looking for. We're not looking for perfection, but no one's ever. We're not striving for that. No one's ever going to achieve that because we will have bad days, and
yeah,
that's important for me. I never sit here as a coach or a mentor on my high horse saying I've got it totally boxed off. There's some days, mate, I'm just a complete arsehole because I'm tired or because I haven't done my to-do list. I haven't finished my list of tasks from yesterday or the
yeah,
day before, and they're building up and they're building up, and I'm worried about that call I've got to make or that person I've got to speak to. And then what you do is you lash out at people closest to you, don't you? So I'll snap at my missus or I'll have a go at the kids. So I don't get it. I still get it wrong on a regular basis, but the
yeah.
difference is I'm better. I'm better at rectifying it. That's the thing.
Yeah. A quote I came across this week was consistently good beats occasionally great.
Mm,
That's something that I do try and practice is just being consistent, not
mm.
necessarily trying to. Every now and again, you might go above and beyond and have a great week and that, but consistency, you know what I mean? Having those baseline standards and just being
Definitely.
consistent with you.
I never really got into it, and I've never really studied it or anything. But I found myself going. I've only got a couple of tattoos, but I found myself going and getting this one. And this was weird. This was a few years before I stopped. It was probably 2006. So this was obviously me wanting to be better and wanting
Mhm.
to change. It was probably the start of me initiating the change. And I got the what arms on now. I got the yin and yang, like
Yeah. Order in chaos. Yeah.
yeah. So what that means to me, my understanding of that is a little bit of good, a lot of bad, and a little bit of bad and a lot of good. So I try and stay in the side where sometimes I don't get it right, but what
Yeah.
you've just started saying there, I'd never heard that before. That
Yeah.
that that's the same as that for me in my head. Consistently
Yeah.
good. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be I'm never going to be perfect. So you're always going to have that little black circle, but it's how you deal with that black circle, and
Yeah.
that's been massive for me. And in the early days of my recovery, we talk about a higher power in recovery. Some people will use God, but some people, don't believe in God. So it's just a higher power, and that was part
Mhm.
of my higher power. So
Yeah.
I'd find myself touching it sometimes, in the early stages, and that was me sort of connecting with that to say, you know, you're not striving for perfection here. You are still going to get negative thoughts. You
Yeah.
are still going to do things wrong, but the majority of the time. But I like that one of yours. I'm gonna steal that, by the
Yeah.
way, and that's my honest.
Consistently,
That's my honest.
consistently good beats occasionally great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Martin. We'll finish there. I think we've covered all those 3 points, and there's some really good takeaways for people to start introducing into their life straight away off the bat of that. So, thank you, Martin. Appreciate that, mate. I'll see you soon.
Well, thank you.